You are listening to Apex One Radio. Stay with us for the best bet in the new wave of communication. Apex One Radio. Get informed, enjoy, and learn.
As the film industry in Cameroon grows from leaps and bounds, the movers and shakers in the sector are not relenting in moving and shaking things. They have opted to walk the talk, and by so doing, the country has been benefiting a great deal from their productivity. And even before she made a spectacular appearance at the maiden edition of the Cameroon International Film Festival, CAMIFF, that took place in Buea from April the 25th to April the 30th this year, Constance Ejuma had sumptuously prepared her filmmaking package to ensure that it catches the attention of whoever was going to be exposed to her works. The debut of the works, Ben Ara, now stands as a film foundation that will shape the career of the USA-based Cameroonian film enthusiast. But how did this filmmaking story of Ejuma's life begin, and just how far she has driven it to? From Los Angeles, the film capital of the world, the producer of the award-winning Ben Ara tells us. The actress will also throw more light on the movie's recent African Movie Academy Awards nomination, just in this 48th edition of African Fiesta, coming to you from Apex One Radio. From LA, she now joins us. Constance, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
How are you today, Constance?
I'm doing very well.
A while ago, Lilis Asakwa began a story about you. Did she say anything which was out of place?
No, she did not. Thank you for that.
Okay. And we also want to give credit to the Constance Ejuma website, from where we got most of the information which Lilis Asakwa gave us. So before we get into the talk again, what is the link to the link of your website?
The link to my website is www.constanceejuma.com.
Okay.
It's basically just my full name.
Okay.
constanceejuma.com.
Right. constanceejuma.com. So that is from where we picked up information about you, which Lilis Asakwa gave us a while ago. Lilis.
Yes, welcome, Constance. We're so happy you were able to find time to join us here on Apex One Radio.
Thank you for the invitation. It's my pleasure to be on.
Awesome. So, obviously, you are making a lot of waves and a lot of talking in the African community and internationally, as a matter of fact. So, but, for the sake of our listeners who may not know you yet, could you briefly tell us who is Constance Ejuma?
Constance Ejuma is an actress, a producer, an artist who is of Cameroonian descent, and I've been here in Los Angeles working in the film business, and I'm just really a storyteller, and I'm out there to tell stories about the human condition. I love stories about Africa, and I just want to do my part to promote our culture.
Constance, it's true that you've been in the industry for a while, but I should say that it is just of recent that you got into the Cameroonian landscape, and many Cameroonians are beginning to know you, especially after the first edition of the Cameroon International Film Festival. But could you just remind us when you got into the industry and what motivated you to get into the film world?
I was a teenager, just as you read in my bio. Actually, when I was still living in Cameroon, at a young age, I think maybe I was about 8 or 9, that was when I was introduced to Bollywood movies.
Right.
And, there was a time when, we would have those tapes and we would put them into VCR, and all of us would gather in the living room in front of the television and just watch these movies that were 3 or 4 hours long, and they were in Hindi. There was singing and dancing, and they were speaking a language that was foreign to us, and most of the time we never really knew what they were saying. But I just remember as a child observing that, and I could pick up the story. I always knew what was happening, and there was something about that fascinated me so much, and made me fall in love with storytelling. And I think that was really my inspiration for later on deciding to become an actor. It was from watching Bollywood films as a child in Cameroon. So, I could definitely pinpoint that as the point where a light bulb came in my head and I said, wow, this is really interesting. I think I want to do that. I want to be able to communicate with people. And even beyond language, I think storytelling is something that exists in every human culture. And all of us have that desire and ability to share our stories with other people. And, I think I was a child when I decided this is something I want to do. I didn't realize that I could do it through acting until I was about 16 years old. And from then on, I did everything I possibly could to get involved in acting and theater, and storytelling.
Awesome. So it's safe to say that you came into the entertainment industry as an actor and then to a producer?
Yes, it's only recently that I was able to add the title of producer to my name. And the first film I've ever produced is Ben Ara. And I became a producer out of necessity. I mean, this was an independent film. We really didn't have the funds or access to big, Hollywood money. So we had to figure it out ourselves. I became a producer just based on that. And it's been a very interesting experience. It's been very educational. And I've been exposed to a lot of things. And I think I've just kind of realized that this is the way I need to go in order to have a little more control over my career.
An interesting experience and educational one, of course. Her name is Constance Ejuma, the producer of Ben Ara. And, of course, she's speaking live from Los Angeles, United States of America. Tell me, Constance, your film has just been nominated into the Best Diaspora Feature category at the 2016 AMA Awards. We call it the African Movie Academy Awards. That is in Nigeria. What was your immediate reaction when this news broke to you?
I was surprised. I was very excited. I had submitted it a while before that. And, typically with festivals and events like this, you send your film and you have no idea who's going to see it, whether or not people will like it, whether or not you'll get selected. So you just send it out there and you forget about it for some time until you hear the announcement and things get very exciting all of a sudden. So when I heard the news, I think I had seen it posted on a blog. I read the blog and I said, "Oh my goodness, there's my film." And I went to the AMA Awards Facebook page and I saw the full list of people who were nominated just to get confirmation that I wasn't imagining it. And that's how the news came out. But it's a thrilling experience.
I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, this was your first time ever producing a film, so it's very, very exciting. I can even feel the excitement in your voice just talking about it right now.
Yeah, it's always nice to get validation, and especially from your own people. It's always great to get that support.
Absolutely. So, why do you think this movie would have caught the attention of the jury that nominated it for AMA Awards?
I think it's because of the subject matter. It's universal. I mean, it's a love story. It has a bit of a Romeo and Juliet theme. It's about an African Muslim woman and a white American agnostic man who fall in love. And throughout their relationship, they're basically trying to overcome different challenges that arise as a result of them having different philosophies, different cultures, different races. So I think, a lot of people can identify with one or all of those things. And I think that's really something that just really touches people's hearts. And we've taken it to many film festivals internationally and locally, and we typically get the same kind of response. It really resonates with people's hearts.
Absolutely. I think it's the struggles that you face in that film. A lot of people can relate to it from different angles, even if it's not specifically in an interracial relationship. You just those struggles people just go through it in normal everyday life. So I think that's why the movie is making so much waves, because it's very relatable.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if people want to vote for the movie, what exactly should they do?
I don't think Emma is open to voting. I think it's decided on by a jury. But
okay.
if people did want to support, I don't see why they couldn't go to Emma's website or Emma's Facebook page and make comments about Ben Ara. Every little thing helps. But as far as I know, it's not open to voting.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah. Constance, could you just quickly present the cast and crew of this movie? At least the main one, eh?
Yeah, sure. So the film features myself. I am one of the lead actors. I play the role of Ara. The screenplay was written by Joseph Baird, who has been a longtime friend of mine. He's also the producer and the lead actor. He plays Ben. And he and I have been friends for a really long time. And this entire project really started because of him. I came on board shortly into it, and we kind of moved the whole thing forward. The director is a woman by the name of Negest Like, a very, very talented Ethiopian-American writer and director. She wrote and directed a film called Fat Girls a long, long time ago. It starred Monique and Jimmy Jean-Louis. Great film. Our producer, we have another producer. Her name is Simone Northworthy. She's based out of Georgia, and she has just been an incredible part of getting this film made. We shot it in her town. She got her friends involved. She was involved in hiring, cast and crew. I mean, she just really, really helped to move this forward. The woman who played my mother in the film, her name is Akuyo Graham. She is a Ghanaian American actress, incredible woman and human being, really, really wonderful artist. And then we have other people, Michael Shifo, who's a seasoned actor, Koryanka Kilcher, who's an actress as well as a producer on the film, Mohamed Dion, who is a wonderful African actor based out of New York, and William Mark McCullough, who's another up-and-coming actor who can be seen almost everywhere right now, it seems. So, those are just some key members of the cast and crew.
Awesome. So, when was the movie done, and where was it filmed? Where was everything taking place?
We filmed it in a small town in Georgia called Hinesville. It's about an hour out of Savannah, Georgia. And the reason why we went to Hinesville is because it was a lot more affordable for us. I mean, we had a shoestring budget. We barely had any money to make this film. And one of our producers, Simone, lives in Hinesville, and she invited us to come and just film it there because there were so many more resources that were available to us there than would have been possible here in Los Angeles. I mean, it's very expensive to film anything here in LA. So we went to Georgia. It happened in the fall of 2014. That's when we started production, and then we completed post-production in early 2015 and started taking the film out to festivals later on, around November 2015. So, we've had it out to festivals now for several months, and we have a few more months to go. But after that, we're hoping to be able to get it out to the public by the end of the year.
Awesome, awesome. You are listening to the producer and one of the main actors in Ben Ara, Constance Ejuma, here on the 48th edition of African Fiesta on Apex One Radio. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And so tell me, Constance, prior to the AMA nomination, your film had won another prize at the maiden edition of the Cameroon International Film Festival, CAMIFF, that is in Buea. Tell us how this went on and how did you feel soon after that?
I felt wonderful. I think it was really important for me to go to CAMIFF to support it. I mean, it was the Maiden Festival. And, you know, I had been reached out to by the organizers, and I really see a lot of potential there.
Right.
You know, it was my first time visiting Buea. I mean, I've been to Cameroon many, many times before then, but I'd spent most of my time in Yaoundé. So it was nice to be able to visit Buea, and just, I wish I had more time to spend there. You know, next time I go, I'll make it a point to take a trek up the mountain.
Right.
But with regards to the festival, I mean, it was ambitious. It was an effective tool for bringing a lot of Cameroonian talent.
Okay, we lost Constance there. Apparently, she was speaking live from Los Angeles. I don't know if she's back. Constance, are you back? Okay, this is the 48th episode of African Fiesta, coming to you from Apex One Radio. We're almost at the tail end of that radio talk with Constance Ejuma, the producer of Ben Ara, an award-winning film. And of course, you're listening to African Fiesta. Let's have some music. Then we'll probably run off with Constance in just a couple of seconds. I don't know if she's back. Constance, are you back? Okay, let's have some music, then we'll be right back.
C'est toi qui m'avais dit que j'étais la lumière de ta vie. C'est toi qui m'avais dit.
Okay, we'll come back to that beautiful piece by longer. Time for us to go back to LA and run off with Constance Ejuma, who now joins us on the airwaves. Constance, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
We're sorry for that technical issue.
All right.
And so you were telling us about the Buea experience, Constance.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience, and I really look forward to future editions of the CAMIFF Film Festival. I think it's an important one to have, and I think, you know, as a Cameroonian, it really was my duty and my pleasure to do everything I could to support it. So I really look forward to it getting even bigger and better in the future.
Right.
Awesome. So, Constance, prior to the Amar nomination, Ben Ara had won another prize at the maiden edition of the Cameroon Film Festival in Buea. So, if you don't mind, tell us how, you know, this went down and your feelings after that.
I mean, like I just said, I applied for the festival at some point last year. You know, the film got accepted, along with the films of a few of my friends, and I was invited to come and present it. So I made the trip out there last month and had the opportunity to meet a lot of wonderful Cameroonian talent and a couple of filmmakers internationally from India, from Angola, you know, and a few other places. But it was wonderful to be there and to just have the opportunity to show my film to other Cameroonians, to have my family be there and support me and also see the film for the first time, which was wonderful. And to just be in an environment where you could see how hungry people were to really get into storytelling, to really understand what the film business is about, and to really connect with other filmmakers in order to improve and understand what the international landscape looks like. So I think CAMIFF is up and coming. It has a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
Constance, thank you so much. We are about to run off this radio talk. But just before you go away, do you have any project you're working on now?
I have a couple of projects in development, but none that I could talk about right now. But if people do want to keep track of what I'm doing, I would encourage everyone to follow me on social media.
Okay.
I am on Facebook. Just search for Constance Ejuma. I have a fan page. I am also on Twitter and Instagram, and my handle is @Sejuma. That's CEJUMA.
Right.
So it's the same for both Twitter and Instagram.
Constance, I want to thank you so much. We're going to look for time and have you back on Apex One Radio because yours is a very interesting story.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And have a fantastic rest of the day out there in LA.
You too.
Amadou Adamou, écoute cette histoire d'amour. Maman Senabou, la maman d'Amadou Adamou. Solange Ojon, Banyangi, c'est toi la plus belle. C'est toi qui m'avais dit que j'étais la lumière de ta vie. C'est toi qui m'avais dit que le ciel sera toujours bleu. Après tu es parti en oubliant tout ce qu'on s'était dit, ma femme. Et puis tu m'as écrit en me disant que tout est bien. Tout le monde nous regarde maintenant.
Special dédicace à toi, Solange Ojong, Cameroonian actress based in Douala, Cameroon. A special good morning to our listeners out there. We're also thinking of our friends in Monrovia, the political capital of Liberia. And of course, Apex One Radio listeners in Freetown, that is the capital of Sierra Leone. We are also listening to in Nigeria, Abuja, Ibadan, Lagos. And of course, what of you? This is Apex One Radio, broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio and Houston, Texas. We're doing the 48th episode of African Fiesta with Ernest Kanjo and Lilis Asakwa. Music.
Amadou Adamou, tout le monde nous regarde, tout le monde nous regarde, tout le monde nous regarde maintenant. Tout le monde nous regarde, tout le monde nous regarde chérie, tout le monde nous regarde maintenant. Tout le monde nous regarde, tout le monde nous regarde, tout le monde nous regarde maintenant. Tout le monde nous regarde, tout le monde nous regarde. Tout le monde nous regarde maintenant. Boko Haram nous regarde. Nous regarde.
Tout le monde nous regarde comme tout le monde regarde Apex One Radio, comme tout le monde écoute cette très belle station, comme tout le monde écoute Ernest Kanjo et Lilis Asakwa qui sont avec vous ce matin aux États-Unis. Vous êtes bel et bien branchés sur les ondes de Apex One Radio. And of course, 48. Number 48. Of African Fiesta. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
We're sorry for that technical hitch.
All right.
And so you were telling us about the Buea experience, Constance.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience, and I really look forward to future editions of the CAMIFF Film Festival. I think it's an important one to have. And I think, as a Cameroonian, it really was my duty and my pleasure to do everything I could to support it. So I really look forward to it getting even bigger and better in the future.
Right.
Awesome. So, Constance, prior to the Amar nomination, Ben Ara had won another prize at the maiden edition of the Cameroon Film Festival in Buea. So, if you don't mind, tell us how, this went down and your feelings after that.
Like I just said, I applied for the festival at some point last year. The film got accepted along with the films of a few of my friends, and I was invited to come and present it. So I made the trip out there last month and had the opportunity to meet a lot of wonderful Cameroonian talent and a couple of filmmakers internationally from India, from Angola, and a few other places. But it was wonderful to be there and to just have the opportunity to show my film to other Cameroonians, to have my family be there and support me and also see the film for the first time, which was wonderful. And to just be in an environment where you could see how hungry people were to really get into storytelling, to really understand what the film business is about, and to really connect with other filmmakers in order to improve and understand what the international landscape looks like. So I think CAMIFF is up and coming. It has a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
Constance, thank you so much. We are about to run off this radio talk. But just before you go away, do you have any project you're working on now?
I have a couple of projects in development, but none that I could talk about right now. But if people do want to keep track of what I'm doing, I would encourage everyone to follow me on social media.
Okay.
I am on Facebook. Just search for Constance Ejuma. I have a fan page. I am also on Twitter and Instagram, and my handle is @Sejuma. That's CEJUMA.
Right.
So it's the same for both Twitter and Instagram.
Constance, I want to thank you so much. We're going to look for time and have you back on Apex One Radio because yours is a very interesting story.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And have a fantastic rest of the day out there in LA.
You too.
Hey there! How much of Africa do you know in terms of geography, history, politics, economics, tourism, sports, and cuisine? How much of African music do you get to listen to or dance to? Who are those Africans who inspire you and make you dream to reach the apex? Find out more about the continent in African Fiesta. African Fiesta is a midweek magazine that brings African values to the platform and presents them to the rest of the world. African Fiesta is information, education, and entertainment. African Fiesta is every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. in Limbe, Cameroon, Lagos, Nigeria, and 3 p.m. in Lomé, Togo. African Fiesta, just on Apex One Radio. Join us for the feast.